Have you ever wondered why some Thai BL pairs seem to always be booked and busy, while others, despite being around for years, still feel super underrated? Hi nerdies! In today's video, we're going to talk about GMMTV's engagement system. Like, does it really help our BL actors grow? Or is it just a clever excuse for the company to avoid putting in more effort? Let's be real, GMMTV has tons of talented actors, but not all of them get the same amount of work or spotlight every year. So how does the company decide who gets what? Well, Pita, the CEO of GMMTV, actually explained it in an interview last year with a standard secret sauce. He said that social media engagement plays a huge role in how they choose which artists to promote. According to him, brands nowadays care more about likes, shares, views, and comments than actual series ratings.
คือเขาไม่ได้เอาง่ายๆว่าทุกวันนี้ไปคุยเนี่ยเขาไม่ถามถึงเรตติ้งเลยนะครับเขาก็ถามว่าซีรีส์เรื่องนี้กระแสเป็นยังไงเขาใช้คำนี้ก่อนเลยครับกระแสก่อนกระแสเป็นยังไงซึ่งคำว่ากระแสเนี่ยมันรวมหลายอย่างมากครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นยอดวิวนะครับยอดวิวในคลิปในตัวเต็มหรือตัวที่อยู่ในแอปต่างๆที่เราไปลงนะครับหรือใน YouTube เองยอดตอนนี้เขาไม่เรียก Twitter เขาเรียก X นะครับยอดโพสต์ว่าจะเป็นยังไงนะครับแล้วก็ engagement ของนักแสดงในเรื่องนั้นเป็นยังไงอย่างเช่นยกตัวอย่างว่านักแสดงบางคนเนี่ยก่อนที่ EP 1จะออกก่อนที่ตอน1จะออกเนี่ยอาจจะมี follower ประมาณหลักหมื่นแต่พอตอนจบขึ้นไปล้านหนึ่งเป็นต้นอะไรเงี้ยครับซึ่งอันนี้เป็นเรื่องที่เกิดขึ้นแล้วนะครับ
ครับ
อันนี้จะเป็นตัววัดหมดเลยคือหมายความว่าพวกเราจะเอาสิ่งที่เกิดขึ้นเหล่านี้มาเป็นตัววัดมากกว่าเรตติ้งไปแล้วครับ
Basically, the more active your fandom is online, the better your chances of getting work. And it's not just about exposure. These brands are super important because they're the ones sponsoring the shows. That's why we see all those obvious product placements in the middle of some scenes. Yup, that's brand power at work. Sometimes, companies even organizes events where the actors, producers, and writers all come together to pitch the show to potential sponsors. But if a series doesn't get enough support, it might get cancelled or pushed through with a tiny budget, which of course affects the final quality. One example is GMMTV's fantasy BL My Golden Blood. Since it didn't get any brand sponsorships, they had to work with a limited budget, and let's just say the CGI didn't exactly impress fans. Why didn't brands support it? Probably because they were unsure about fantasy-themed BLs. It was GMMTV's first attempt in the genre, so the brands played it safe and didn't want to take risks. But here's the thing, that's not new. When BL was just starting out, brands were also scared to invest. It wasn't until they saw how powerful the fans were, especially when it came to buying power, that they changed their minds. Now, it's super common to see BL actors becoming brand ambassadors, even more than some traditional Lakorn actors. Now let's go back to engagements. A great example is the rise of Sky and Nani. Their tandem began in 2024 after Sky transferred to GMMTV when Nadao Bangkok shut down in 2022. Their series High School Frenemy wasn't even officially a BL, but their chemistry? Off the charts. Even their co-stars thought it was a BL. In just 1 year, Sky and Nani landed 13 brand endorsements, ranking just behind Gemini 4th who lead with over 31 and Pon Fuin with 12. They're also set to star in another series for 2025. Now let's talk about AouBoom. These two have been in the BL scene for years, mostly as the supporting couple in other GMMTV shows. But guess what? They still haven't had their own full series as main leads. You might be thinking, well, maybe it's because their fans aren't active enough? But that's totally wrong. AouBoom's fans have been showing up from the start. In fact, trend data from X, formerly Twitter, for all of 2024 showed that they had really good engagement, even though they were often just a side couple. Their fans even sold out their merch, proving their buying power. Despite that, GMMTV has kind of ignored them. At GMMTV Fun Day 18-inch Tokyo, they only sold general VR merch. Nothing specific for AouBoom. That really disappointed a lot of fans. And get this, it's only now, after more than 4 years as a pairing, that AouBoom finally got their own official logo and mascot. They're also going to be one of the main couples in Only Friends Season 2. Sure, they weren't the first choice for the roles, but I'm choosing to see it as a good sign. Hopefully, this marks the beginning of AouBoom finally getting the recognition they deserve. But not everyone's happy about this whole engagement thing. One fan on X said, "Let's be real. That whole engagement thing ruined the fun of just watching the series organically. Like watching, simply because you genuinely enjoy it, not because you need to trend the series so your faves can get more work." And another one wrote, "It's hilarious to me. GMMTV literally wants engagement slaves so people can do their job and the trends can get their artist jobs. They're doing nothing. At the very least, they should be protecting their artists from massive hate, but they don't even know how to do that well." These comments came after a Thai fan on X shared how Peta seems super serious about engagement numbers, which he apparently uses when pitching to clients. The fan added that it's like fandoms now have to compete against each other in terms of engagement just to make sure their faves keep getting work. And not just that, he also pointed out how much financial power fandoms now need to have too. One example of how all this pressure affects not only fans, but also actors, is when Mark Pachkin, the actor from Sweet Tooth Good Dentist, opened up about how he felt regarding the series outcome.
ในช่วงหลายๆเดือนที่ผ่านมาอะไรเงี้ยในช่วงซีรีส์ผมว่าเดือน2 เดือนที่ผ่านมานี่เองจนได้คำตอบว่าสุดท้ายแล้วเราแค่ยอมรับว่าครั้งนี้เราแค่แพ้ผมยอมรับว่าครั้งนี้เราอาจจะแพ้ในผลงานนี้แต่ผมก็ต้องรู้ลึกตัวเองว่าสุดท้ายแล้วผมทำเต็มที่ที่สุดในพาร์ทของผมแล้วทุกอย่างมันควบคุมไม่ได้เราไม่รู้ว่าอะไรจะเกิดขึ้นบ้างใน3 ปีที่มันดีมากๆสำหรับผม
I blame Peta for allowing this #culture BS in GMMTV. Kinda sad to see. It's all about engagement nowadays and not the quality of the series. For God's sake, let me enjoy hyping my fave and watching their series without stressing over trending party. And honestly, I get it. Popularity does matter when it comes to promoting brands and helping artists grow. But from what I've seen in fan comments, the biggest issue here is fairness. Because there have been times when some actors were clearly given better promo treatment than others. Now, I don't know if that's due to laziness, budget issues, or just favoritism, but I really hope GMMTV starts giving all their artists a fair chance to shine. Oh, while they're at it, they could also invest more in scriptwriters, because let's be honest, some of their shows are being carried mainly by the chemistry of their BL ships, not the plot. So what do you guys think about this whole engagement system? Do you love it? Hate it? Feel torn about it? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts.